Welcome back, you guys. Tonight we're going to be working on a CZ P10 C. We have a couple of changes to the lineup, something that we don't normally do, and I want to take you guys quickly through that process, give you just a little bit better understanding of exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, we're going to be doing 3 windows in the top, which is going to take place between the front iron sight and where the barrel locks up. And we've done this before. However, today we're going to be using the laser to get the best quality out of the pattern. So we're going to have running a pattern here. It's going to have these little arrows, it's kind of like chevrons. Then it's going to have a center one, then it's going to have a back hole here. They're going to be progressively larger to smaller. So the largest will be towards the nose, and then smaller, and then smallest. And really, I could have done it on the CNC machine, but I think getting the most detail out of the pattern is, we really just need to utilize the laser in order to achieve what we're after. We'll talk about that a little bit in the end, what the difference would have been once we have the lasered version in hand. Now, the other thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting this for a Trijicon RMR, and typically we cut these in front of the dovetail, kind of like right here, up in this zone, and that's not going to be the case today. We're actually going to be cutting through the factory dovetail. We have to be careful because we have a big open pocket on the bottom side, so we got to make sure that our screws are in front of this pocket, not in the pocket, or we will definitely have an issue there. So that's going to be a little interesting. That's something new for me as well. So we're gonna basically be removing that dovetail altogether from the slide. So just kind of curious overall how this comes out. We will be adding a little bit of Cerakote coloring to it. We'll bring it back. We'll take a look and see exactly how it came out. Guys, what we're first going to do is we're going to get over to the laser. Let's go ahead and get this top section cut. We're going to transition over to the Tormach 770, get the Precision RMR Trijicon cut in the back. We'll do some color, we'll bring it back, and we'll discuss. Alright guys, we are all set with the rear section with the Optic Cut. We're also all set with the front section with the laser cut, 3 windows. One of the things that we did not discuss in the initial talk about was we're going to be doing a knurling pattern on the top rear. So this is going to take place between where the barrel is and where the optic is. And then we're going to go ahead and do a knurling pattern on the front zone, and that's going to go all the way from the front of the slide all the way to where the barrel locks up right here. So basically all of the top is going to have that knurling pattern. We're going to go ahead and run that now. I'm going to go ahead and get everything prepped and cleaned and set up for coloring. We'll bring it back once it's all done. We'll take a look. guys, let's take a look and see exactly how the CZ P10 C came out. I really like the overall visual of not having the rear iron sight on here. Let me explain that a little bit better. If you take a look, you can see how low this Trijicon actually sits on the slide itself. It's extremely low. It's much lower than what we would typically cut that. Now we actually have some diamond knurling here, diamond knurling here. We ended up obviously cutting this with a laser. We watched that work being performed. One of the deals behind this particular build was that when I originally quoted it and talked about it with the customer, I just didn't have the mindset of cutting this with the laser. I was going to do the CNC a little bit quicker, you know, overall. I really just didn't think it was going to come out as nice as what it should. You just can't get those tight, crisp, clean cut corners. And that's one of the reasons why we ended up using the laser. Sometimes halfway through a build, even if it isn't quoted out correctly, I still want to do the work accordingly. And that was really the right tool for the project overall. So we ended up spending quite a bit longer turning that portion of this workout, but in the end, much finer detail overall. I know my customer will be extremely happy with that. We're obviously going to be able to see some nice barrel through there. We kept all the factory markings on the slide. We ended up going with the Magpul Stealth Gray. It's very dark. It's almost a black inside, but outside you can definitely tell that it is a gray. Obviously we have a black Trijicon on here. Now if you guys are curious, and I know there's a lot of you guys that have asked about them before, a lot of my videos don't have the factory OEM original Trijicons. These are an aftermarket overall. I end up using them because the fit and finish is a little bit more gentle. So what I mean by that is if I drop something, nick something, scratch something, in and out all the time, I don't have to worry about destroying a $450, $500 optic. I can just use what would be a cheaper version of the same one. No one here is promoting that we sell those. We don't sell hardware, okay? So those happen to be just for myself. We have a lot of different ones. We can get those in what would be like a tan color, an FDE. We also can get those in what would be somewhat of a gray color. They have all the same markings on them, and they're pretty cool overall for the pictures because they give you just a little bit better visual of what it would look like if the optic did match the slide. I do know that you can get different color optics from Trijicon themselves, so I think it's a cheap way to show you guys a better visual. But I just wanted to give you guys that, information. I wanted to just tell you that a little bit more. Wanted to give you that positive direction. Didn't want you guys to think that we were promoting the false advertising of a cloned product. That's just not what we do because we just don't sell products. We sell service. So it's totally different. Overall, very pleased with it. Came out really, really nice. Definitely something I have not done before and something you guys haven't seen before on the channel. So I think overall it's pretty cool. It's just a unique setup with the way that the optic is so low with the front sight. It's just really, it's really different, you know what I mean? Usually we end up having something like a rear iron sight, or you usually get those people that are like, no, I don't want any iron sights. But in this particular case, we're going with what would be the Trijicon rear and the factory iron front with no actual iron rear. So it's a different combination than what we would typically propose on the channel, something that you just haven't seen before. Guys, what I can tell you is that if you have not subscribed to this channel, you're missing out. If you haven't subscribed to the new channel, you're missing out. There's a lot of content that's kind of a little bit of a diversification between the two channels. We've got some quick content on the other one. We've got some, I wouldn't say long and drawn out, but we have some fulfilling content on here, which is from beginning to end, a lot of that mindset, that thought pattern, that process. And you get a lot of that on this channel. Okay, so you get a lot of the what were we doing, what were we thinking, why were we doing what we were doing. And the other one is more of the cut and dry. Hey guys, we've done it before. We want to show you this in a little bit of a different variation. That's kind of why we built the other channel. We don't want to go through the process of making a 15 or 20 minute video of something that we've already seen before, but we do want to show that content if there's been a slight twist or change to the actual product overall. So that's one of the reasons why we built that. And of course, we have those guys that just don't happen to have the 20 minutes to watch a video, and it's catered to them as well. So definitely at the end of this channel, or at the end of this video on this channel, I should say, you're going to see a link that's going to bring you over to the other channel. Click on the link, go over there, subscribe, click the bell, get your notifications turned on, get those email alerts whenever those videos come out, have the opportunity to watch that new content as it is revealed. Very, very cool overall. And of course, Instagram is a lot of the time the early bird. That's kind of the where to go, because a lot of stuff gets posted over there a couple days before it actually gets released over here. So sometimes you'll see a picture of something, maybe not all of it, but you'll see something and you know something's brewing, and obviously we're getting close to mature time. So that, we're going to be releasing very soon. So very, very cool over there to kind of just follow along, see what's going on. And then of course, if you don't happen to do Instagram, we do have Facebook. A lot of the content gets posted over from our Instagram right straight over to our Facebook. So there's an opportunity to still see that content over there. Very, very cool overall. Guys, I mean, that's the best way to say it. If you happen to have a project, reach out to us. Let us know what's going on. Always go to the webpage, NCEngravers.com. There is a contacts tab. Fill out that form. Let us know exactly what you want to have done. Tell us about what you've seen. Maybe there's something, a video that you've seen. Maybe it's on the other channel. Maybe it's on this channel. Maybe it's just something that you've seen that I haven't done, and you're just curious about, can we blend this particular pattern from this vendor with maybe something I've done and mature this into somewhat of a new design. I'm always, willing to listen to what the thought pattern is in the process and see if we can turn something out new that we just haven't done before. So guys, definitely a cool opportunity to reach out to me and have some quality work turned out. If it's not quality, it just doesn't get turned out. So guys, I will talk with you on the next one. If you need anything, hit me up. Thanks.